Hello, it's Alessandra here. How are you today? Welcome back, and I hope you're all well. And I'm very grateful because you're coming back to listen to me, whether it's your first time or you've come back many times. I am very grateful. So today I was just dabbling with my pendulums before I started the reading. So I think that I'll just give you a little brief outline of how I use the pendulums because many people don't know what you can do with a pendulum. They've been used forever and ever and ever. Okay, so it's not really now. They're crystals, they can be magnets, they can be a lot of different elements, but they've been used so many times. Now I'm going to show you my crystals. These are not the only ones that I have. I have different types for different things. Now, they are all used in different ways, but what I also use them for is for chakra healing or chakra balancing, for healing the chakras. And the pendulums usually help me to identify if there's an imbalance in a chakra and how to clear it out. Now, I'll just take two to show you what they are. Now, they can give you yes or no answers. They won't give you elaborated answers. They can be used for dowsing. And that's another way that I will show or possibly do a section in the following weeks on pendulums and how to use them. Now, there are two types of pendulums, not because they're different. Now, these two types are because this one here, has a finger holder. Okay, so that's what I do with the pendulum. Now, this one here is a rose quartz and it has a finger holder. Okay, whereas this one here doesn't. It's just a normal, like they used to have these at the beginning of times, but at the same time, this one here is an obsidian. It's more a protection pendulum, but it doesn't have a finger holder, so usually you can hold it like this, or you can actually wrap it around your finger to keep it on a hold because it has to be in a still position. Now, my arm is not in a good position to show you anything, but I'm just showing you the pendulums. And then I have another type that is used. They are different shapes, obviously. This one has a finger holder, as you can see. It's got a bigger chain, it's shorter, and then has a wand type crystal. This is a clear quartz. Now, all of these I use for many purposes. Sometimes it's just to get a yes or no answer for a client. Sometimes it's because I'm using them in hypnotherapy. And no, I'm not putting anyone to sleep with the pendulum. That's a different story altogether. But I do use it. And sometimes it's also in healing, whether I'm doing a Reiki session or I'm doing a session with chakras and crystals. So mainly I use these to balance the chakras. So I'm using the pendulums and different types for different areas of the body to show me if there are chakras that are unbalanced. Now, I'm aiming to do a nice little video or even more than one to give you an idea on how they work, how you can use them. I'll have charts and some sharing of charts. And then you can start understanding whether you are feeling connected to the pendulums. If you like crystals and you've never used a pendulum, you might find that you are inspired to actually go and get yourself one. And no, I don't sell them at the moment, but you can buy them anywhere, even online, and then give yourself that little trust to get the messages through. But that was just for me because I was dabbling with them before I started this reading. So I thought, why not, put it out there that I will be doing a little session. And also because today, who knows, maybe the pendulum will come through in the reading. That's what we need to do. I don't really know. That's just me. But I will do this reading, and it's a number 8 day. So today, anything is possible. We need to dream really, really big. So the day that we're working with is a day of all possibilities. And I'm using my Osho Zen cards today to bring this reading through. So let me see what comes through. I'm not putting an intention. Maybe the fact that I've mentioned the pendulums will bring through some sort of message. And I'm asking the universe to show us whatever it is that it wants to show us. So bear with me for a second. I will make it short because I've taken some time in the reading for the pendulums. Intensity. Okay, so how do we interpret this? Well, if you look at the card itself, it's already giving you a message, because it's saying you're here, right? And you're moving, and the movement may not be as quick, and there's still a lot of darkness on this side, but then all of a sudden there's an intensity of movement. So it's basically saying to us, there is a time right now that has the potential to give the intensity of movement and shift us very quickly forward. So this is very inviting, if you want, and stimulating to anyone who's feeling a bit stuck right now. It's okay. Just keep going. Just keep going, because the intensity of movement will then just like break through. It's like breaking through a sort of a veil of energy, and then it will take you much quicker. It takes you with intensity. But as you can see here, there's light, there's different colors, there is no longer that darkness. So moving in a direction where there will be more light, more understanding, possibly seeing different things. It definitely doesn't seem as if we're staying stuck in the darkness. It's actually showing us that it's moving us into the light. So it's a positive, because if we look at it individually or even as a global collective, what we're being told is this moment, it's just a moment. Just let it. You know, it's heavy and it's dense. It needs to move at its own pace, but then all of a sudden you will be pushed all the way through to the other side, and it's looking really good. Okay, so it's really, really good. But the intensity means also that it will happen quite quickly, or happen in a way that you're not expecting it, but it will move you directly from this point forward very quickly. I think it's positive, really, because it's a very good card, but it's also showing us the timelines are moving. Therefore, there is no stagnation. It's just a moment. It's like an in-between. See the colors, the transition between the darkness to the colors, and then the light needs to happen in its own way. So what does it mean? Hold the line, hold strong in your beliefs, whether it's because you want to achieve something in your own life, or because you are looking into what's going on around us in the world and you can't see any light. Well, this is saying, yeah, and it's going to happen quite quickly too. So don't look at what's surrounding you now. That's just going to keep you stuck in that moment. But look at it as a movement forward. And in your life as well, are you willing to allow this intensity to actually take you? Are you willing to move in a direction where you may not know where it's going to be, that you find that light? But here, it's not comfortable. So therefore, movement forward. And the intensity is, the more you let go, the more you move in that capability of saying, okay, yes, 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 yes. The intensity of movement forward will come on its own. So it's a good promise wherever you want to look at it. So I'm going to choose another card. I think 2 will do today. The intensity already is telling us a lot. It's taking us wherever we need to go. And I always trust it when that card comes through. It's really powerful. So let's see what we're going to put together. Maybe there's something we need to see first. Isn't this interesting? Okay, so this moment will be very intense. Now, how do I interpret the 2 cards together? Because one is intensity, but you're not in control of the intensity other than letting go. But this one here is possibly just inviting you right now, because in this moment, this would make sense that your mind is over interacting with the events around you. So you're looking at them and your mind is keeping you stuck. So slowing down, in this case, I would say it's more a mental process that needs to slow down, you know, step back and don't push so much. But at the same time, is your mind keeping you going like it's a chatterbox, banging in your head of all this darkness, and nothing is happening, and we're not moving, and your life is not changing, and this relationship's not working, at work you're not achieving, you have to find a job, you don't have the money, that person is not nice to you, this whole global thing is like a wow. Can you see how your mind needs to just ease? So imagine all our minds, the whole global community, chatting like that. It's time for us to just chill. Just chill. And what do I mean by chill? I mean just, you know, are you in control of all of this? Doesn't really look like it. Actually, this movement here, if we're not stepping back a bit, it's keeping us there. And the intensity is saying, no, I'm ready to push you forward. I'm ready to push forward. But, hey, Slow down, chill, enjoy this moment. Have you even noticed what's going on around you? Have you even noticed if you walk out that life is like nature keeps going? Birds are still singing, they're coming in, they're going. I don't think that we are noticing that. We're just noticing this. So the intensity is slow down the mind. Even physically, if you slow down the mind, you will find that you will be relaxing a bit more. And then you're doing things with like when you are doing something, well, here's a meditation that usually works. If you're washing the dishes, wash the dishes. That's all. If you're sweeping the floor, sweep the floor. If you're walking, just walk. If you're doing art, just do art. Just one thing, just one thing. Stay in this present moment, because otherwise this is keeping you in a space where you're going to have to slow down. We're all going to have to slow down, because otherwise this intensity is going, well, I'm going to release the parachute behind you, meaning the parachute we've landed. We don't need it, but it keeps dragging us back. And once I sort of release it, we're going to have boom, forward. So you're going to have to slow down, because that's what it is. Let's equate it to that parachute. You know, when they land, the parachute has still got the air in it and it's still sort of lifted. So what happens if you notice of someone who has landed with a parachute, what they do, the first thing they do is they unlock it and they release it. And that's when it just falls to the ground. But they are moving forward, okay? So this is what it is. That parachute is still dragging at mind, bang, 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 bang. No, not happening. Okay, so good cards to take into account, and just start sort of slowing down, because this will happen. You know, you're going to land. We're going to land. All of us, we're going to land. We're just going to have to let go of that concept that the parachute needs to keep pulling us back. Okay, well, I do hope this has helped you in any way possible, and it helps me all the time. I know I need to let go of some of my mind processes most of the time, but at the same time, it's always a pleasure to be able to do the readings, because everything seems to come through in a very timely manner. And till next time, thank you so much.